Hi, and welcome to this Freeform version 2025 feature video. This one is discussing 3D measurement enhancements and the ruler tool. The first thing we're going to look at is a change to the ruler tool, where now we have the ability to specify whether or not you're creating persistent measurements. This icon right here, when enabled, will create persistent measurements that last in the object list and saved with the piece. But if this is disabled, you can point and click and measure, but every time you click, you're clearing the previous measurement, and these will not be saved. This behaves more like the ruler tool had in previous versions before version 2022, and gives you the opportunity to do spot checking whenever you want. A big update for this release is automatic updating measurements. So now you can create certain types of measurements that will automatically update when pieces are moved or certain types of objects are edited. In this case, you can create a measurement going between the local origin of these two pieces. So this is going to be a distance measurement. I snap to one, snap to the other. And now the reposition will allow me to update this measurement. If I go to position, reposition piece, I move the piece, and when I release, the measurement is automatically updated. This will work for angular measurements as well as linear measurements. And you can connect to the local origin of pieces as well as annotation points and curve endpoints. If I turn on the articulation model that I've created here, enable or activate my lower piece, I have a point here, an annotation point for my lower jaw. If I look from the side, I have a point that is defined directly in line with the 0 axis for the articulation point. So if I create an angular measurement, beginning with the rotation point, the upper alignment point, and the jaw, now if I choose reposition piece, rotate, and this here happens to be on the x-axis, the change in angle is now updated automatically when I move the lower jaw. This provides a lot more information than we had in the past, and these type of measurements can be created in a variety of different ways. For instance, if I wanted the distance between those 2 points, and if I select the points in the object list and then go into the context menu, I can choose Add Measurement. This creates a persistent measurement that, just like I had done before, will now update when making a reposition. So now the distance is going to update. This is true for all of the types of measurements that we've discussed, and for each measurement, there is now a new information dialog for persistent connected measurements. So this will tell you the name of the measurement, the value, and which points are anchored. So it gives you the piece name as well as the point name. So if you've named your points and you can see the parent piece, this provides information you can use for documentation later, as well as being able to get this information using the Dynapod. One more thing has been added in this release, and that is persistent measurements for slice or perimeter measurements. So we have our model here. I can make a measurement, and we have a perimeter measurement, but I can also use a 2D plane as my selection, which allows me to create very precise locations for measurements And in this case here, we have an original scan as well as an updated scan. And if I want to take a measurement from the updated scan in the same location because these have been registered together, I can click that same plane, and now we can see the difference between those two measurements at that point. So hiding this, we see the original scan was 344 millimeters, and the new scan is 354.5 millimeters. This can be used for a variety of purposes, and this also has the advantage that perimeter measurements, if I modify the model, for instance, tug the model, I can update it, and because it's based on the location of that slice, I don't need to create a new measurement in order to get a perimeter from that exact same location. So if I needed to make any modifications and then check to make sure that I was still within a certain tolerance, I can do that. Thank you very much.